told you I liked uniforms. This is from the Ocean City Beach Patrol. I want to introduce you to Private Cupcake. And I have to tell you on a personal level, before I even read it, so you know where I'm coming from. My personal warrior king, and we all have one, was truly the only human being on this earth I ever really feared. I mean, he literally scared the living crap out of me. He was a brute in the raw physical sense. A beautiful, unpredictable human being with a great heart, had a terrific sense of humor, and really got turned on by a good fight. You could smell it in his grin. So without further ado, I want you to meet my first official Olympic judo student, Dick Walters. You might remember him from our past readings as Private Cupcake. One slow August day, in my rookie year on the beach patrol, Billy Pugh and I were sitting in the lifeguard stand, lazily shooting the breeze. I glanced up at a young man resembling the incredible Hulk, who was waddling toward us like the primitive man, approaching, kicking splashes of ocean with every step in the shallow surf, grinning from ear to ear and waving a rolled up magazine in one hand above his head. Holy Christ, it's Dickie! I yelled to no one in particular, and knowing exactly what he was holding, it hit me like a shot between the eyes. I had totally forgotten about it. He yelled back, "Tommy, you made the big time!" He was holding a recently published copy of True magazine, and had it turned to the 8-page article with Jeff and I as the centerfold, and we were the partners. And the article was titled, "The Deadliest Marine." It was 8 pages long, with pictures of Jeff and me killing each other in every imaginable method possibly known to man with your bare hands. At PI, where we made Marines for a living, we all knew Marines were very proficient at killing games. I was astounded at the depth of the article. I felt proud to be in it. I felt complimented. I was amazed. Ooh, rah! But I saw the shock and the awe on Billy's face when he glanced over the pictures of the violence. And then he looked down at my Marine tattoo. And another personal note, last year, I met Jeff at PI at a reunion, and he was totally embarrassed about the True magazine article that claimed he was the deadliest. He brought it up and said to me sincerely, "Tommy, I did not approve, nor did I suggest that title." I was very surprised at his reaction. The title was how I always pictured and remembered him. He was always killing me at work every day. So what was the big deal? Anyway, this article caused me some terrific headaches later on in my life and followed me around for years until finally I destroyed the very last one that I could find in circulation. But I'll tell you that story later in a different chapter. I told Jeff that the Deadliest Marine article was the best recruiting tool USA Judo ever had. It, by itself, recruited Dickie Walters as one of the first true Marine champions heading for Olympic-style judo. After convincing about meeting in the Corps and the old neighborhood, he blurted, "Tommy, teach me judo." I shrugged, looking helpless at the sand around us. Dickie would not budge. He wanted judo. He insisted loudly over the noisy surf. I always carried 2 judo gis around with me because even as a civilian, I thought just in case I was to meet someone to practice with, I'd be handy. I asked, "How long are you home for?" He responded, 30 days, and then I'm off to the U.S. Marine Guard Detachment in Washington, D.C. Okay. I'll see you back there on the dry sand near the guard shack every day at closing time, okay? And be on time. That's how we began. Me learning the teaching of judo, and him learning my fighting style as his beginning of his Olympic career. At the time, the highest award I ever reached in judo competition was first runner-up in the first United States Marine Corps Judo Championship. I got viciously dumped by an outer reaping throw in the finals after an entire week of winning every match in fierce competition. I even beat my best friend and training partner, Sergeant Burke. I was finally beaten soundly in the final match for the overall champion by a Spanish guy from Cherry Point. I forgot about it until I began writing this book, and Jeff sent me a picture of me being thrown with my feet straight in the air and my back and my head flat on the mat. My shoulders and my head looked like it was going to crash through the floor. I was never impressed with being number 2, so I didn't have a copy and I forgot about the incident because it wasn't gold. Private Cupcake was physically big. He was with no doubt the most fierce warrior I ever faced, then and now. He was about my same height, but he had massive muscle. He was too heavy for using foot and leg techniques in the deep sand, so we concentrated on teaching him hip and shoulder techniques, and my very best throw, my favorite, the Osotogari, which is in English an outer reaping throw. It was exactly the one the Spanish guy used to beat me. But first, let me tell you about why all judo players must learn the judo breakfall.